welcome everybody. Thank you for being here today in the town of Phillipstown, the village of Cold Spring, outside of our beautiful Friendship Center in Phillipstown, where we have some very exciting news to share. We are here to talk today about our Putnam County public transportation system. And for those who have been following this issue of public transportation in Putnam County, they know that one of the biggest issues that we've heard for far too long was the lack of services on the western side of Putnam County, specifically Putnam Valley and the town of Phillipstown. That's why our administration, supported by federal funding secured through NINTIC, the New York Metropolitan Transportation Council, the nation's second largest metropolitan planning organization, of which we are a part of, and which I am fortunate to serve as its co-chair, we're able to secure funding to support a county-wide transit study. That transit study has been completed. It was conducted by Labella Associates with assistance by the county's planning department over the last 6 months. And it involved a lot of moving parts, including surveys and community feedback. I know our friends in Putnam Valley and Phillipstown are very aware of it because they were pushing the surveys constantly to everybody. And the study has been completed. It was comprehensive and reviewed our entire transit system. That study has now been shared with the Putnam County Legislature earlier today by our planning department. We expect the legislature will have a desire to have questions asked and answered with a presentation to them in the coming weeks and months. But it does what a lot of us suspected it would do. We've known for a long time that there's a gaping hole in service that exists for our residents on the western side of the county, and it needs to be addressed. That's why I am pleased to announce that upon review of the recommendations, we are proposing to fund, through my executive budget for 2027, 2 new microtransit zones in Putnam Valley and Phillipstown through our Putnam On Demand, which we will intend to launch in 2027. Putnam On Demand is an existing service that replaced one of our fixed routes in the town of Patterson back in 2025. And it has been a tremendous success. Since offering this service, we have seen a near tripling in ridership in that service zone. Putnam On Demand was even honored last year by Hudson Valley Pattern for Progress with its Progress in Action Award for its innovative use of technology that could serve as a model for other municipalities across the state. For those who are unfamiliar with this service, Putnam On Demand is an app-based service similar to rideshare companies like Uber or Lyft that provide options for residents to schedule rides through phone calls as well. The purpose of this study was to enhance ridership, service coverage, regional connectivity, rider experience, and quality service. We feel like expanding Putnam On Demand into Western Putnam will achieve all of those goals. And I think it's important to note that there have been attempts to expand types of service on the western side of the county before, but they have failed. This is a unique service that we know will be successful because we've done this study, because we don't want to simply throw money at an issue, but we want to make sure that the service is actually utilized, that these vehicles are getting people to where they need to go, whether it's a senior center, medical appointments, grocery store shopping, or to other transportation hubs to get them to where they need to go. I would now like to ask our Commissioner, Barbara Barroso, Commissioner of the Planning, Development, and Public Transportation Department, to come to the podium and share some additional details about this study and the 2 microtransit zones. Thank you, Barbara.
you. Thank you, County Executive. We started this endeavor, I want to say 3 years ago, full support from the County Executive to get the funding for the study from INTIC, our MPO. It was a long process, and we started it because we did hear from many residents that they needed this service in Western County. And I just wanted to go into a little bit more about the study itself. It did cover the entire system, which currently we have 3 fixed routes, a commuter and a trolley, Cold Spring trolley, as well as the Current Falls shuttle. We have complimentary paratransit within 3/4 mile of all the fixed routes, and the microtransit zone that replaced Part 3 in Patterson, parts of Carmel and Southeast. So this was an intense project. We bid it out last summer and just got the completed study back. And it does support what we thought all along, that we needed service in this part of the country. The study involved a very heavy public outreach campaign. We had 164 people submit responses to our survey. We had stakeholder interviews that all said the same thing. They needed better service in the western part of the county, and hopefully this delivers. The 2 zones that are being proposed are one in Phillipstown that would connect people up into Fishkill, so they have access to their doctors, access to shopping. The zone in Putnam Valley would connect into our fixed route system in Mayapack, and as well as connections down into Westchester. The study does include other recommendations across the board, including with our fixed route system. And one of those I do want to take note was improved service in Mayapack, which would connect to this microtransit zone. Currently, the fixed route operates every 2 hours. We are proposing an increase with peak hour service hourly, so people will have that connection into the rest of the system and be able to get up to the hospital and get up to doctor's appointments. The study also makes recommendations for improved bus stop amenities, passenger amenities, and improving our wayfaring system, our fare collection system, and we're going to work on that. This is just a start. We do plan to start working right away and getting all of this implemented and hopefully get funded starting in 2027. Thank you. I also want to thank both of our partners, MV, Sherry Malverdi, and Megan, do a great job of operating our fixed route system and paratransit system, and via we have Will, Dan, and Jess here, and do a great job with our Putnam. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. There's been no stronger advocate within our administration than Commissioner Barossa and her Deputy Commissioner Nakabuchi. There's been a lot of talk about this gap of service for many years, but it takes people who are willing to do the work, commit the time, and show resolve to come up with an idea and then implement it so it actually addresses the lack of service and the demand. So we're very grateful to them. I have a number of people I want to recognize, but I'm just going to introduce folks, I think, to share a few words. One of the things I enjoy doing as county executive is going out into the communities every year. I do it in every town, multiple times a year. We have constituent forums where we engage and listen to constituents. We do it here in our senior communities, we do it at town halls, village halls, open parks. But the biggest thing I've heard from folks in Putnam Valley and Phillipstown for the last several years has been the need for expanded public transportation services. One of those individuals that reached out to our office, reached out to the planning department, is our Putnam Valley resident, Clive Cronin. And I'm going to ask Clive if he wants to come up here and share a few words about the importance of this service in the town of Putnam Valley. Clive?
Kevin?
Thank you very much.
Yes, actually, it was my wife that is a big advocate for this. Mary Paul and her and our friend Dana Barty. We have kids that are special needs. My son Liam has autism. He's 20 years of age now in a week's time. So this system is very important for people with special needs in our community. That give them the independence that they can go to whatever they want to go shopping, go to the movies, my son goes to the gym in Jefferson Valley a couple of times a week. So for him to be able to do that, it's important. So as I said, they've been big advocates for this for the past couple of years now, and it's great to see it finally come into Putnam Valley, where timing is great, isn't it? Where it is needed. So hopefully this can get expanded, make it even bigger and better. So the more people get, and the word gets out, so the more popular this gets, the more people use it, and then it'll be easier to, I guess, get funding, I'm presuming, to keep it in place. So thank everybody for bringing it to Putnam Valley, and hopefully it's very successful and we can expand it and make use of it for everybody, seniors, people with disabilities and special needs, kids and different levels. Thank you.
And I'm going to introduce another resident that was in our senior center inside and ask if she has any words to share. But I think it's important hearing Clive's words. You know, Putnam County is proudly a Think Differently county, so we're always trying to think about how we can serve people of every ability, and part of that is trying to get people where they need to go. We do our community health needs assessment every several years within our health department, and there's always a number of things that rise to the top of our needs in Putnam County. We're one of the healthier, safer counties in the country, but we know that we need to do more on the mental health side, and we also know that we need to do more on public transportation. So I think this helps address those needs, and Clive, thank you for your words. On the funding side, that's another reason why this study was so important, because it allows us to leverage this study to get federal and state funding to support this expanded service. This is a new service, so unlike Patterson, where it was a pilot program that replaced a fixed bus route system, this is new, and it will require a lot of more promotion and support with our partners at the town and village level to educate people about it. And so obviously we're going to do a lot of that education and outreach right here in our senior center. And one of the people we spoke to just a few short minutes ago was Carolyn. Carolyn, I don't want to mispronounce your last name. Recapito.
Yes.
Who is excited about this new opportunity in Phillipstown as well. Carolyn, do you have anything you'd like to share?
Yes, I would. And I'm interested in the destination that you could get to with these things. I have felt a need for that because I do not drive. And then the other one would be under passenger amenities, I think. And it would be, yes, I think people can help me put this aboard, but also I would need to make sure that the steps are not too high. I think that's something that needs to be thought about. Are the people going to be able to board this easily to get on and off? And so is there going to be a ramp, or there will be stairs? Stairs are a problem for many elderly. So yes, I'm just wanting to say that I'm very pleased that this program is coming about, and we'll look forward to being able to get around better. Thank you.
Thank you. And our commissioner and also some of the folks that are contracted with the county for our transportation team and VIA, they might be able to even speak about that a little bit later. Well, I know for our microtransit, our Putnam On Demand system, they do have ADA accessibility with ramps that allow people like yourself to come in. There's different scales of service and support, but they do that. I've personally seen it, and we have riders that utilize it quite effectively on the other side of the county. So we feel that it's going to be helpful over here as well. I want to thank you. Is there anyone else in Phillipstown that would like to say? Thank you very much. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our providers, our partners that work with the county, that are contracted with the county. We have our two main partners are VIA and MV. So I'm going to start with going to Dan Heimowitz, who's the partnership director from VIA, who helps run the Putnam On Demand system over in the town of Patterson. Dan? Sure.
I'll be brief. County Executive, thank you. We're just really appreciative of the partnership. So pleased with how the service has operating so far. I think we'll complete 20,000th ride next month, so it's been really well utilized by residents throughout the county. You heard from residents how meaningful this service is, and just really excited about this expansion and the opportunity to reach underserved parts of the county, and to keep improving the service and growing the service and reaching folks who need it. So thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it. I know there's a number of people. Barbara mentioned them from the. So I appreciate you all being here. Someone told me someone flew in from Canada. Is that true?
Yeah, it was me.
Welcome. And one of our longtime partners for public transportation needs. They do a lot of trolleys, our fixed bus route systems. Barbara mentioned some of the other important recommendations, suggestions within our transportation system from the study, because it is countywide and it was comprehensive. Is Sherry Moverdi from VIA, who's been a remarkable partner and is based over in our Fair Street operation. Thank you for being here.
First of all, I just want to thank you and Barbara for all the work you put into that study. It was needed. We appreciate our relationship over the years, and we're looking forward to making this better, and expanding our service and getting it perfect.
Awesome. Thank you, Sherry. Very much appreciated. Now, we can do all the studies in the world. We can come up with all these aspirational goals to put it in the budget. You have a commitment from me. It's going to be in the executive budget that I present to the legislature in early October. But to actually get it done, we need people to support it in the municipal level, our partners in the legislature. And like as I said before, we need to have that strong communication partnership with our friends in town and village government. One of the people who was a avid champion for expanded service, he saw how effective this was in Patterson and wanted to bring it in Putnam Valley. A fearless advocate for extending public transportation is my friend. He's the chair of the Physical Services Committee, represents Putnam Valley in the Putnam County Legislature, and that is Legislator Bill Goulden, the Deputy Chairman of the Legislature, I should say, Legislator Bill Goulden.
Putnam On Demand will certainly be a huge benefit to Putnam Valley and the western side of the county. It's going to be a game changer for Putnam Valley. We have waited a long time for this to occur. Many individuals are unable to go to the supermarket, a doctor's appointment, a pharmacy, senior center, the library, to work, or even just to go to the Jefferson Valley Mall because of the lack of public transportation. Putnam On Demand is the first micro-transit service in the Hudson Valley. It was a pilot program in the town of Patterson, and it has been a proven success over on the other side of the county. This is a model on how flexible, efficient, and affordable public transportation service should be done. Because of its success, it is coming to Putnam Valley, and then throughout the rest of the county. Since we have not many options here for seniors, young adults, disabled to get around Putnam County, On Demand will be a viable service for all residents of the town of Putnam Valley who is in need. I'm excited and look forward to the expansion of this service to right here on the western side of the county. I'd also like to thank the county executive for his forward thinking on starting this and expanding transportation services throughout the county. Thank you very much.
It's important, you gotta recognize the legislature because I can't do this without them adopting it as a final product in our 2027 budget. We also have a number of town representatives here as well. We are in the town of Phillipstown, Village of Cold Spring. Our deputy supervisor for the town of Phillipstown, Bob Flaherty, is here. I'm asking if he has anything to share. Thank you. We also have from the town of Putnam Valley Supervisor Allison Jolliker and Town Clerk Sherry Howard here. The town has been a big advocate for Putnam Valley. He's been a big advocate for public transportation for many years. Supervisor, sure.
I want to say thank you, and this is an amazing opportunity for people in Putnam Valley, and I hope that you just continue to strengthen what's being provided, especially to those, as you had the resident here mention, people with disabilities or special needs where it might be hard for them to transfer from one bus to another, that hopefully as the program gets expanded, we can streamline that so they can get from point A to point B without any interruption. But an important step forward, and I'm excited for residents of Putnam Valley. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor. And did I see? Oh, there's Mr. Russo. Town Councilman from Putnam Valley, Christian Russo, was a very strong advocate for microtransit. I got your letters. I saw you pushing the survey online, and this is evidence that the county government listens to its partners at the local level and its constituents. Councilman Christian Russo.
I do have a comment to read from the resident, but I'd like to start with a personal comment first. First of all, thank you, County Executive, Barbara, and everybody who's put effort into moving this program along. I've been reached out to by residents from Putnam Valley on numerous occasions saying that there is a need and it is a necessity for us over in this western side of the county. We do not have any form of public transportation to use. On a personal level, and as a parent of a child with special needs, I'm really hopeful that this program is going to move on. Today's her 9th birthday, so hopefully she's going to be getting a good birthday present out of this. I hope one day she will make use of this. An affordable, reliable, flexible form of transportation is exactly what we need. It's a necessity for having employment, for getting to school, for just having a better way of life, to get to the gym, like you said. So thank you for all of your hard work, everyone. The comment from the resident, it was, this study shows that the suggestions are a necessity in the western side of the county. However, if the legislature does not allow this change in the budget, it will not happen. I need them to understand that this is a necessity. This needs to be implemented in a way that benefits the community. The last time Putnam Valley had a bus service was for train commuters, but the county was not financially invested, leaving those who used transportation stranded at the train station. So commuters stopped using the service. It was not accommodating. It's nice to see that the study includes routes that truly accommodate the residents. Thank you, County Executive Byrne, for working for the people of Putnam County, but more importantly, thank you for not leaving Putnam Valley behind. Thank you very much.
I don't want to leave anyone out. I feel like we went through a lot of folks, but members of our team, I mentioned Commissioner Barossa, Deputy Commissioner Cavucci, our tourism director, Tara Keegan, is here as well, very familiar on the western side of the county, and it's part of what we need to do to make sure our residents can get from point A to point B in an affordable, safe, responsible way. Unless there's anyone else I have to share, we'll just move on. If there's any questions, we'll, to the press or anyone else, we'll do our best to answer.
Yeah. Do you have a cost estimate? Yeah.
Sure. So I was talking to Barbara, because this is a new service, it ranges, but it could be about $200,000 to $250,000.
We're looking at, in the ballpark of around $250,000. That cost would be offset. We do receive substantial federal and state funding, which was part of the reason why this has taken longer. This year I did put in a grant and was successful for additional federal operating funds for $200,000. So that would be annual offset of some of the costs.
And do you, to get it off the ground, I mean, do you need a new vehicle, drivers, or
As far as
the expansion into Phillipstown and Putnam Valley? I mean, does that require new vehicles, or?
so, right now we have a contract with via our partners to operate Putnam On Demand. That service is completely turnkey.
Okay. Oh,
Via
yeah.
handles the drivers. We just contract an hourly rate,
Okay.
and they provide the service, which has been wonderful for us.
Got it.
Any changes that we make with our fixed route, that would possibly increase requirement to show driver.
Okay, thank you.
The beauty of it is, and the importance of that study is that we leverage that federal reimbursement to the max. So having partners at the Federal Transit Administration, the former FTA administrator has visited Putnam County, toured a microtransit system over on the eastern side of the county, and we've gotten great feedback from folks. So that's one of the reasons why it does take time, but it's one of the reasons why we wanted this study. And the visual is really just our complete fleet, right? So it's not just microtransit. It's you got the trolley, you have all of it there. Thank you. I appreciate you all, and I'm glad the rain held off. If you want to have a coffee on the county, you can go and sneak in to the Friendship Center. So thank you, everybody.